Welcome back to Sports Extra. Time now to talk a little racing with our expert on the subject, Joe Verdegan. How you been?
Good. Good to see you, man. Glad to be back.
You seem to come out with a book around Christmas time every year now.
Well, this one was supposed to come out in 2020, but around Labor Day weekend, I was looking at it. I'm like, we're pretty close to getting this thing done. I called my publisher. I says, can we do this? He said, absolutely. So I knocked out maybe half dozen more interviews, and away we went. So.
All right. Racing in the 906. People love to use the area code. North of the border in the UP. Rich history for a lot of different things, from deer hunting to football. Clearly, those two. And then people may not know that there's so many guys that have come from the UP that are involved not only in the short tracks, the dirt tracks, but all the way up to the bigs.
Yeah, the history there is as strong as Wisconsin, if not stronger. They're a very proud bunch of folks, a lot of generations of racers, and there's always a crossover. Some Wisconsin guys have run up there, and there have been good rivalries over the years. In addition, also Canada to the UP too. So, and there's been a lot of big names, and most notably, who's gone up to the NASCAR level is Greg Ice from Bark River. Greg raced for a time and went to college at Michigan Tech and got his engineering degree. And lo and behold, now he's the crew chief for the 88 car of Alex Bowman. So he's kind of made it to NASCAR's highest level, and he did the jacket quotes for the back of my book. So a great interview, and he tells a good story. And
Bowman isn't the only guy he's been affiliated with at the NASCAR level.
Dale Jr., and he got to know him pretty good as his crew chief. And Greg tells the stories on the brutal schedule those guys have, but he says, don't feel sorry for me, I'm living the dream. So he's a really good guy to talk to.
Sunday through Saturday as well, too. There's places in northeast Wisconsin, whether you go to Luxembourg or over Shawano, 141, WIR obviously is the big one. But where were all these, did they have a set schedule around the UP where they would go Escanaba one night and then up in Marquette?
Well, very interesting. Some guys would run four races in 3 days. They would run Norway on Friday nights. They would run Saturdays in Escanaba. And then Sundays was a day race in Sands and Marquette. And then if they got done early enough, there'd be a caravan. They would haul butt over to the Sault Ste. Marie, just on the other side in Canada. And some great Canadian stories. Those guys, in order to avoid the duty tax at customs, would buy brand new tires from the Michigan guys. They would help them mount them on their race cars after the races, after having a few beers, so they could avoid the duty tax. They all got along really well.
Interesting. Who are some of the other names that people might recognize that we can find in this book?
Bob Iverson and Gene Coleman are two guys who are in the Michigan Motorsports Hall of Fame. Bob was a big racer at WIR in Kaukauna for a lot of years. Had a great rivalry with Scott Hansen. Gene Coleman, Bob Iverson, the Kellys from Norway, and then further north in Marquette, you're talking about guys like Mike Madsen, who was a big champion. He wasn't at our book signing in Marquette, and he got smart. He went to Arizona early. He goes, I'm not dealing with the snow anymore. So a lot of names, a lot of history.
What surprised you the most about doing the research in this book?
Hard to say. It's a lot of similarities to Wisconsin. Those guys, it was even more primitive of that way. The technology that maybe evolved in the 70s and 80s would start out maybe in the Midwest and in like Milwaukee, and it would slowly make its way up to Michigan. And I was surprised that some of those guys are innovators themselves up there. Like the Colemans from Menominee, for example. They developed Coleman Machine, a nationwide known business in the racing world, even at NASCAR's level, for being innovators of a lot of the different racing products and safety products. So there are actually some pretty sharp cookies in the UP that they don't get enough credit for, but I try to give them that credit in racing in the 906.
Make do with what they could
at the time.
Absolutely.
Oh, you bet.
And like you said, it's a trickle down. That goes from the big cities, like the internet or anything else, and cell phone towers. Like sometimes it takes a while for things to get there, so they had to use whatever they could to try and have an edge on the other guy.
And speaking of the word trickle, Dick Trickle won the very first race at the State Line Challenge at Norway Speedway in 1981, and Matt Kenseth won up there at Norway. So a lot of big hitters have gone to Norway. It's literally, you could walk across. It's that close to the border. So there's, Mark Schrader from Green Bay was a champion up there and a State Line Challenge champion. So there's a lot of that crossover from Wisconsin, too.
All right, the book is out. You can get it at these locations, not only around the Green Bay area, but Wisconsin in general. Take a look at some of those places from Bosses. You can go online, Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble. If you want it, you can find it.
Absolutely.
All right, Joe Verdegan, appreciate you stopping by. Racing in the 906 is the name of the book. Good luck, and we'll talk. Hey, wait, real quick. NASCAR's coming up in January. They're early February.
A lot of shakeups.
Were you surprised with all the changes and how things went down?
I'm not, because those guys are all getting out of that sport, Burke. The schedule, they get tired of living out of their motorhomes 32 weeks a year. That's a big part of the problem. That coupled with sponsor commitments, it's a grind. I mean, you earn your money when you do it. You know,
it's definitely a changing of the guard. We saw when Kenseth left.
Oh yeah.
And there's a lot more guys in the last year and a half that have just said, you know what, I'm kind of done.
Yeah, a lot of the old guard would like them to go back to their roots, like the smaller tracks like Nashville and that kind of thing. But that remains to be seen if NASCAR will kind of go with that. They're pretty stubborn in their ways. So.
All right. Joe Verdegan, appreciate you stopping by.
Hey, thanks again, Burke.
All right, that'll do it for this edition of Sports Extra. We'll see you next week.